Hey guys, so thank you so much for clicking this video, and today, as you guys can tell by the title, I'm going to talk about how I learn English. You know, it's the season of meeting new people, introduce yourself to a lot of people, right? And I am right now as well. Talk to new people, new co-workers, new friends, and whenever I talk to international people, I introduce myself in English. Whenever I talk to Japanese people, I introduce myself in Japanese. Whenever I introduce myself to international people, they always ask me like, so you're from US, or have you been there, or you lived there, or something like that. But I've never been to US, okay? And I know I look like Chinese American or something, I guess, like Korean American. So they always ask me like, oh, so you're from US or something? But I'm not. I've never took study abroad program before. I've never lived in abroad. I've never been to US, Canada, Australia, any other country where speaks English. I only been to South Korea and China for my dance festival and meeting my boyfriend and trip and just sightseeing. So no, I'm telling you, you don't need to take study abroad program to speak English or learn English. You have so much stuff you can do in Japan, in your country. So let's get started. Hi, my name is Luna. I'm 21 years old and I'm living in Japan. I was born and raised in Japan. My parents are Japanese, my family is Japanese. And I am a dancer and dance instructor. I love dance. Dancing is my life. I do ballet, jazz, hip-hop, and contemporary. And my favorite dance style is contemporary. But I love all of it. I can't choose. I love watching movie and watching show. One of my goals is to go to US and take a bunch of auditions, dance auditions, and live there. And invite my parents when I moved to US and just, have fun. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's enough. I hope so. So, okay, let's get started how I learned English. So when I was little, I was lucky enough to have my aunt. She speaks 5 different languages. I know that's crazy. And now she is Japanese teacher in South Korea. So she is teaching Japanese in South Korea. So that is a whole other thing. She used to talk to me in English, but I don't remember any of it. My mom told me. So I don't know if I could understand English, what was she saying or anything, but she used to talk to me in English. And she did some of the class in my room. So yeah, but I don't remember that. I think that helped my listening skill for right now. And I was listening English music because my mom and my dad loves rap, like hip-hop, and my mom loves pop music. So I used to listening so many English musics. Yes, I was not like a huge fan of English or movie or music until when I got into junior high school. When I got into junior high school, I became a huge fan of High School Musical. I was a huge fan of Zac Efron. I watched that movie over and over again until I memorized what they're saying. I wrote some of the phrases in katakana. Katakana is one of the Japanese letters. So I used to write katakana on the paper, what I could hear, but I couldn't understand what that mean is. And I became a huge fan of Harry Potter. Again, I started to memorizing all the phrases and words, even though I didn't understand. And at that time, I started to think like,
my brain is Japanese. I want to understand what they're saying, not in Japanese. I want to understand what they're saying in English. And I want to feel what they're saying in English feeling. I want to change my brain, Japanese brain, to English brain.
So that I can understand English. You know, when you're studying English, when you hear English, you have to change it first, When you hear English, you have to change it to Japanese and you understand and you think about what you want to say in Japanese and change it to English and then say it, right? It takes a lot of time, but when I was in junior high school, I thought I had to change my brain, Japanese brain, to English brain so that I can understand English with my English brain. And I think that is so important thing. Yes, I don't know why I felt that way, but I felt that way. Yes, because I remember. So when I got into junior high school, I started to study English by myself because after first or second grade of elementary school, Aunt, she started to study another languages, and I remember she told us that she can't do English class anymore. Yeah, so that's why I stopped it, and I didn't even think any of it afterwards. But when I got into junior high school, I started to feel like I want to learn English and I want to understand what they're saying. So I started to do 4 things: movie, diary, Twitter, YouTube. So movie, I was watching my favorite movie over and over again until I memorized everything. And first, you watch the movie in English and Japanese subtitle. But the Japanese subtitle can be wrong sometimes, well, most of the time. So you can't trust the subtitle. All you gotta do is just understand what they're saying, because the meaning of it's the same. So just watch it. You remember the sound of English, what they're saying, if you watch it over and over again, right? By the time you remember what the story, then you gotta change subtitle to English subtitle. Watch in English and with English subtitle. And sometimes it can be not syncing, but most of the time it's syncing. So when you see a word that you cannot understand, just write it or type it and just Google it. That's what I did. So let's say information. Let's say there is a word information and you couldn't understand. Just pause the video, type it on your phone, information, and just Google it. And information meaning is joho in Japanese. So just type it joho. That's what I did. Your vocabularies will increase and you'll understand. And diary. So, okay, this is another thing that I was huge fan of Vampire Diaries. I started to write a little diary. I am doing right now as well. Still, I have like 10 of different diary book. So I started to write a diary in Japanese with some of English words that I know. I was writing diary in Janglish. Janglish is the word my coworker used, Japanese English. So that helped me as well, because that helped me the spelling. By the time I became third grade of junior high school, I could write diary in full of English, but I know that was a mess. That was not correct, but you see afterwards. Grammars is so mess, but I could write English. What I was wanted to write in English, so that was important thing that you were trying. You know all the words, so I think that was this really important thing as well. So just try it, just keep doing it. Twitter was huge thing back then. I was fan of Vampire Diaries, Harry Potter, High School Musical. So I followed some of the fan account, and I started to communicate with some random people. You don't have to be scared to speak English or something, because you don't speak English. You're just typing it. So that's how I learned. Like, communicate with random people, even though it's just typing, it helped me a lot. When you say something in English and if that was not correct, then they'll say like, oh, you mean blah blah blah, and I could understand, like, oh, the phrases that the English that I wrote to them, that was wrong, so she's replying to me in correct English. So that's how I learned. Feel free to make mistake. If you make mistake, then they'll correct sometimes, or maybe they were ignoring YouTube. So I was watching like Vampire Diaries behind the scenes, Harry Potter behind the scenes, and also I am huge fan of makeup tutorial videos, all this stuff. So I was watching it and I learned some of the words like eye crease, double lid, monolid, cheekbones, or any kind of stuff. At first I couldn't understand any of it. Trust me, I couldn't understand any of it. But as I watching it like over and over again, that helped me a lot. And also, if you can have subtitle, I think some of the video can have subtitle, right? When I was in a junior high school, I was doing it by myself, and I think that helped me a lot. That is the most of the time that I improved my English a lot. And after that, luckily, I had someone who's from America. There was a studio that I used to go, and that studio's owner's son's wife was from US. So me and my mom went to her, asked her to do English class to me. She didn't even have any English private class before, but I asked her, and she did it to me. So it was more focused on having conversation. So that helped me. Even we watched the movie, and she sometimes stopped it, and she asked me, "Did you understand?" Or like this phrase you can use this way, blah blah blah. So that helped me a lot because I could learn some of the phrases and some of the English that I actually can use. So that was like having conversation, not like most of Japanese do. I'm sorry, I'm just saying. That's my opinion. After that, I went to college. So when I go to college, I had to take 40 minutes train every morning. So what I did was download a YouTube video, at least 5 YouTube videos, and I watched it every morning and every evening when I went back to my hometown. You gotta get used to hearing English and putting in yourself to a situation that you can hear English every day, every time you have free time. That is important thing, because you gotta used to hearing English so that you don't have to feel nervous when you hear English. First to go to college, I started to do dance instructor part-time job, and that company was international company. So there was like foreigner employee, and there was president of the company. She can speak English, but rest of them couldn't speak English. So at the interview, the lady told me like, "Oh, maybe you can fit in because you just speak English," and that helped us a lot. So put in your situation into a situation that you have to speak English. That is so important because you get used to it, even though you don't like it. That I could get into that company because I am working that company right now as well, and I love it. I love my job, and get used to have communication with international people. That helped me a lot. And by the time I move into another city and I move into share house, so that I can put myself into another situation and independent from my parents. And I went out a lot to bar, to party with my friends, and just get to know with international people. I know sometimes it can be so dangerous, so just bring your friend who you can trust. Yeah, that is what I wanted to tell you guys. And if you have any questions, or if you want me to make another videos, then I would like to help you guys. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'm not gonna say like please subscribe if you haven't already or any stuff, because I'm not a YouTuber. If you like. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye. So I wanted to tell you guys one more thing before I finish this video, that it is okay to be nervous and insecure about your English when you speak English, because I do sometimes still whenever I have to speak with my CEO or with my boss who speaks English. So it is okay, but if you want to be more confident about your English, and whenever you speak English, you just gotta have more opportunities or experiences and practice. So just do it. Just have more communication with your friends who speaks English, or boyfriend or co-workers. Just get more numbers of you speak English, so that will help you. And this is so important thing, and I'm sorry, and I know that I keep saying that this is an important thing, but this will help you just to have more opportunities and experiences to speak English. So just put yourself into the situation, and I really hope this video helped you. And thank you so much for watching again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.